Welcome back, everyone. Well, I'm back here on the tractor again. I haven't been working on it because I haven't been home. I've actually been in Dallas for the past couple weeks for work, but we're gonna try to get back at this thing. So my goal today is to try to get this crankshaft out. I have not heard anything back from the machine shop on the block yet. So I'd like to get this out, and then maybe I can take it up to the machine shop one day this week and try to at least get an answer whether the block is worth using or not, whether I need to pull the other block off. Don't know yet. So I've been trying to sort of work on trying to get this crank out of here, and I already took one of the main bearings off, and of course it's already down to the copper on one spot, so I don't know where I'm going with that one yet, but I want to get it out. So I'll show you guys sort of what I'm trying to do that, and we'll see where we end up. So by looking at this crankshaft, it's got one heck of a throw on it, which if you're into these John Deeres, you already know that. But the problem that to get it out is it looks like it's going to be sort of fun, and I need to get this other main bearing cap off on this side to be able to lower the crank to be able to get it out of the holes. To get to that, I'm gonna have to pull this side cover off. Well, of course, to pull the side cover off, I have to pull this brake assembly. So to pull this, it's 3 bolts, or in my case, it's 2 bolts and 1 nut. We got a bolt here, both those take a 3/4 inch wrench. Then on the bottom side, I had to use a 7/8 inch wrench to get the nut off. So I'm gonna see if this guy's gonna pop off. I thought about just pulling the drum, but there's a back plate on here, and that's not gonna allow me clearance to pull the side cover. So let's see if we can't get this thing pulled off real quick, and then we'll see about getting the side cover off. Come on, there we go. Now I'm gonna put all the bolts back in the holes, just so 1, I know what bolt goes where, and 2, I don't lose them. All right, I've got all the bolts pulled out of the side cover, so now we're gonna see if we can get this thing to come off of here. Oh, well that came off pretty easy. It broke loose easy. Oh, this thing's gonna be heavy. Well, all right. So underneath this cover was a nut and a cotter pin, and that was keeping me from pulling this cover off. So now let's get this cover pulled off of here. Hopefully I don't knock the camera off. Come on, bad boy. I think I need a couple more arms. There we go. So I'm gonna put this castle nut and cotter pin back in here, just so I don't lose them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen up these bolts here. That way I can have some play in the bearing. I'm gonna take all my cat bolts out and take the oil line off on the inside. And maybe we can have a crankshaft out today. All right, I've got the oil line disconnected. I've got the bearing loosened up. So we're gonna see if we can get this cap off and get a crank out. Maybe. I don't know if you can see where that one's already to the copper also on this one. So I'm gonna end up having to do something anyways to get these bearings replaced, because I don't I don't want to put those back in there. All right, let's see if we can finagle this guy out of here somehow without causing a big old mess, which I've already got a mess in the floor from oil leaking out of the transmission. Ooh. Ha! There we go. Cranks out. Now I need to take this to the machine shop. So one, we can get this thing turned, and two, find out where we're at with the block. Now, once I pulled the side cover off, I seen something underneath that gear that I really didn't look at, but I'm looking at now. That, I don't think it's supposed to be there. And I was looking over here, and it looks like it's busted. So yes, I'm definitely gonna get into the transmission of this thing. I just wanna get from the crank forward done first. So I'm gonna clean my stuff up here, get this all covered back up what I can, get this crank loaded in the truck, and see if I can't get up there one day this week. Fingers crossed that the block's good and we can get the crank taken care of. So guys, stay watching. As I can get time to work on this thing, I will. Probably the next thing on this here is to get the camshaft out of it. That way I can get it sent out and get it reground. So